Hello and welcome back to the latest episode of The Adventures of Dementia Man. I couldn't remember what it was called then.
Hello!
There's always one. So what we're talking about this week, Mark?
We're talking about everybody loves buses.
Plenty to say there, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah, so generally, we've been thinking a bit about public transport and our experiences, particularly Mark's experiences of using public transport. And recently, a couple of weeks ago, we took a bus out to a suburb of the city that we don't visit very often, so that we could then walk home along a walking trail from there. So, yeah. So how was it going on the bus?
Not easy, I would say. There are various things that people would probably think, well, that's not a problem, but it can be. One is the timetable, in a sense. It comes round quite quickly, I feel. And that's one of them. The other one is with the bus drivers, and this is not a criticism of them at all. It's just the experience that I have with them, and it's not only the last time we did this, but a couple of weeks, months ago and things like that. I get on a bus, and maybe because I'm left-handed, I then have to put my hand around the box or whatever it is you would call it, for the driver to what's the word?
It's to tap your card.
Yeah, you tap your card basically, and every time I've done this recently, they've done it for me. I haven't tried to try and do it with my right hand, so I'll give that a go. But it is something that has always happened when I first sort of had the diagnosis of this, that getting on buses and things is always seems quite difficult.
So there's quite a few things to just talk about different aspects there. When we went to get on the bus, we were quite curious because a lot of our local bus stops have all got posters saying that the city is dementia friendly on them. So that's a great thing. Obviously, how it's currently working out in reality, we thought we'd find out. So let's go back a bit. How did you feel about the anticipation of the fact that we were going on the bus? I mean, obviously I was going with you, but how did you feel beforehand?
Not too bad. I mean, I've been on buses many times. There is a slight trepidation, I would say, with it, because you're wondering what might happen. Your brain is probably just telling you, you get anxious sometimes when you're on the bus or something, or having to get a bus and things like that.
So there's a bit of apprehension. Yeah. That's good. Would you have wanted to do a journey like that if I hadn't been going with you? I mean, you would have done it if needed, but would you have preferred? Would you have chosen to, I don't know, walk or not go?
Yes, I either not go, certainly not probably walk for that distance if I was on my own.
No, really. Yeah.
So yes, it's difficult.
So you mentioned, let's go through the stages. You mentioned the timetabling. I mean, I looked up the times of the bus on the app that we've got. And then you get to the bus stop and there's a printed timetable, and then there's a kind of a digital banner across. Was that something you would find you could have navigated, know when the bus was coming if I hadn't been there?
Not with the digital one, I don't think, because, as I say, it goes quite quickly.
It's scrolling, isn't it?
Yeah, scrolling. So, that's right, and
so it changes all the time.
And so my brain is then trying to process all that.
Yeah.
There's the added anxiety with that as well.
And I mean, if you hadn't been able to process that, in that case, it would just have been standing there and waiting to see if one turned up.
Yes, yeah, or I might have just abandoned it.
Yeah. And then getting on the bus, I mean, I know prior to this incident, you had one or two bus trips where you had particularly grumpy bus drivers because you got on and you hesitated a bit with your bus pass, and obviously they didn't know the background, and they were quite impatient with you, I think.
Yeah, they were very much so. As I say, I think I'm going to try it with my right hand just to see if that is anything that could be used.
And I think when we went on the bus together the other week, the bus driver was quite helpful because we had an agreement beforehand, didn't we, that you'd try it, and then if you struggled, you'd say that you have dementia. Particularly given the fact that we'd just seen a dementia-friendly city poster in the bus stop, and you did say that to him because I deliberately went and sat down, didn't I, to see what happened, and I think he just waved you through and kind of go on through.
It was just so it wasn't a normal thing that other people would do. He just passed me off there, basically.
Yeah, he dealt with it really by just wave you through, which is better than getting cross. But what would have been a better reaction from your point of view?
I think just letting me do it,
just maybe prompting you,
and prompting me, yes, or things like that. Trying to keep it a bit more normal rather than being not even something like that.
No, being treated as somebody who can't manage, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I know that obviously this happens probably in most places, but certainly the bus drivers are under pressure to keep to timetables and things like that. So really, any dementia-friendly training has also got to allow the bus drivers the freedom to take a little bit of extra time to help people.
Yes.
And it's obviously not just people living with dementia, it's all kinds of things, isn't it? I mean, you see people struggling getting on the buses for all kinds of reasons.
Yes, that's right.
It'd be interesting to know whether they have had any training like that in the local buses. So then, anyway, we're on the bus, and let me think, on this particular bus it was going to the posh suburbs, and so it was a posh bus that had a person telling us a display with the next bus stop, and someone telling us what the next bus stop was coming up. We don't have those on ours around here.
No, I don't. No.
Anyway, but would you have, if you'd have known the bus stop, would you have known from that where to get off, or would it have been a worry?
If I knew beforehand where I had to get off, and I thought, okay, I would probably say yes, because I'd be basically just making sure that I was doing that. I was waiting for that bus, and then when that came, I was where I wanted to go, basically.
So that's what we think really about travelling by local bus at the moment. It wasn't terrible.
No.
But there's plenty of work that could be done just to understand a bit better what the needs are.
I think so, definitely. I think it's treating people, if you like, the same, rather than saying, oh, well, you don't have to do this because you're not able to, or something like that, which I am able to, generally, but I
just need a little bit more time.
Yeah, exactly, that's right.
And possibly a prompt in the right direction.
Yeah, and the fact that the, as I keep saying, the ticket area, as it were, is easier for people with right hands.
There we are, two issues there then.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we have it toughest, people with left hands.
People with left hands.
That's people.
So we're on the public transport.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we'll do them all. Trains, planes, and automobiles.
Yeah. Okay. The automobile is fine because I chauffeur you.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yes.
So we'd be fascinated to know any experiences that you've had on local buses and how you feel about local public transport, experiences that you've had good and not so good, and particularly things that people could learn from and get a little bit more information about in order to just make travelling by public transport easier and make us all more likely to do it.
Yes.
So thanks for watching,
Yes.
and see you next time.
Will do. Bye bye.